Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I am going to be bringing to you the GlamLite Taco Palette. For today's video, I didn't want to do just a first impressions on this palette. I wanted to really dive into it. So I actually am going to be bringing to you 3 looks. Once I open this baby up, you guys will understand why there are so many vibrant colors in here. Let me just give you a little sneak peek. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So I had to do a few different looks with this palette. And the way I'm thinking I'm going to be doing this video is I'm going to start off with telling you guys a little bit of the information about this palette, showing you some swatches, then we'll lead into the 3 different eye looks, and then lastly I will end with my final opinions on this taco palette. So let's begin. Now, this taco palette, honestly to me, looks hilarious. I mean, just look at that. By the way, here is the box in which the palette comes in. Looks just like this, and then you open it up and there, whoop, did sit my taco. Whoop, very adorable. I love the theming of this. Which, in case you guys didn't know, GlamLite is also the same company that brought out the pizza palette that exploded on the internet like 6 months ago. I think it was around Christmas time they launched with that palette, and I mean, it was everywhere. And since that time, they've actually brought out a lot of new products, like the taco palette, which is the one I have for today. I even have a, I hope I pronounce this right, Horchata lip gloss that I picked up as well from their Viva Mexico collection. They do have a few different items. Let me look here on the website. They had the palette, they had the churro lips, and the horchata lips. They had margarita lashes, a few different kinds in mango, strawberry, and presidente. I did not get any of the lashes because honestly I didn't know they had them until right this second. But I did get one of the horchata lips, which is actually what I have on right now. I'll talk about that one at the end as well. Now, this super fun palette retails for $38. You open it up this way and it looks like it goes out this way, but then you gotta flip her over to see the shade names the right way. It comes with 15 shades, 7 are mattes, 8 are shimmers / metallics. This palette is also cruelty-free, vegan, and on the website they say that this is allergy tested. And it's such a fun design to the palette. I mean, you see the whole taco there, really good clear picture of what it is. On the back it has a warning label that says do not eat, and all of these shade names have the theme of the ingredients that would go in a taco, like onions, Mexican cheese, radishes, and so on and so forth. So let me swatch this out because I know you're all dying to see these shades swatched out. The first shade is called Onions. We then have Mexican Cheese, which is a straight up metallic gold. Radishes, which is a metallic purple. And Pollo, which is a matte brown shade. We then have Guacamole, which is a light green shade that is also a matte. We have Cilantro, a metallic green, dark green, kind of emerald in a way. I'd say emerald. And Lime is a dark matte green. Then we have Carnitas. Warning label right here. Wow, that swatched amazing. This is the first time I'm swatching this. Holy crap. Wow, that shade right there. Oh yeah, warning, I'm gonna probably mispronounce some things. I just know it's gonna happen, so please forgive me. My last name is Lopez, but I myself am not Hispanic. My husband is. So I may not pronounce everything right. I'm trying my best. Pico de Gallo. Wow, I mean those shimmers, come on. Salsa Roja. A matte red. Red Cabbage, which is a matte purple. We then have Pickled Carrots, another matte shade. Oh gosh, no. Let's go up top to the hand here because I can't go on the elbow. All right. Then we have 3 more shades. The first of the last 3 is Al Pastor, a shimmery red shade. Salsa Verde, my favorite sauce. Have some in the fridge right now. Homemade. Ooh, beautiful. And Carne Asada, because you need that for a taco. And here are the swatches of the whole palette. I mean, look at those. That is intense. You see why I had to create 3 different looks for you guys. There's just so many shadows here. I had to experiment. But that was all of the info that I wanted to tell you guys about it. So let's jump into the first eye look. For eye look number 1, I wanted to play with the red shades in this palette. I began with taking pickled carrots with my Luxie 121 mini tapered brush, and I worked this color all the way through the crease, building it up gradually. I also took that color all the way across on the lower lash line using the exact same brush, just fluffing it all the way through. I then took the shade Salsa Roja with my Luxie 131 mini angled brush. I also took it on the lower lash line about halfway in. I felt like I wanted a little bit more dimension, so I went in with Carne Asada on my Morphe Y19 brush to deepen things up in the outer V. Switching to the Alamar Cosmetics flat liner brush, I use this to get it up real close and personal on the lower lash line. And then for the all over the lid shade, I'm going in with Mexican cheese on my MAC 248 brush. And I just pack this color all over the lid. Ooh, it is gorgeous. Such a beautiful gold. To finish things off, I took onions on my Makeup Geek pencil brush and popped that in the inner corner and on the brow bone. Lastly, to finish things up, I just popped on a little bit of mascara. I used the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I use that mascara for all 3 looks. And then I also placed on some Kiss Lash Couture triple push-up lashes in the style Corset. Moving on to eye look number 2. I dipped into Guacamole first with my Luxie 121 mini tapered. And I'm placing this shade on the inner part of the lid, bringing it down into that inner corner, and I just made sure that was all blended out, just about 1/3 onto the lid. Then we were ready to take the shade Lime. I placed that in the middle part of the lid, or the inner 2/3, however you want to picture it. I'm using the Luxie 131 mini angled brush, and I'm packing this shade on using it at an angle. I'm not using it straight on, and I'm just using it in this method so I can just really stamp that color in at first. So then I could later go in with my Luxie 121 brush that I previously used with Guacamole, but I put no extra product on this and I just used it to help blend out the lime shade. Then we're going in to the purple. I'm going in with Red Cabbage in the outer V using my Morphe Y19 brush. I am using the flat side of that brush to pack that color in that outer crease. And then switching to my Sigma E36, I use that to blend out the edges of the outer crease and also to bring that color in slightly below the lime shade, just so we mix those 2 shades together. Then I'm going in to Onions. I felt like this eye look needed that shade as the all over the lid color. So I just took that on my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush, worked it all over the lid. Ooh, it looked beautiful. I also placed a little bit of that shade in the inner corner, and then I placed a little bit on the brow bone using the Luxie 111 mini flat angled. Finished it up with, again, the same mascara, but this time I used the Kiss lashes in the style Pixie. And for our third and final eye look, I dipped into the shade Pollo with my Wet n Wild crease brush, and I did just that. I took it in the crease. Switched to my Moda medium eye shader, and I took that same shade all the way across on the lower lash line, just blending that out. This look is pretty simple. I dipped into the shade Carne Asada with my Sigma E45 brush. All over the lid color time. I took the shade Pico de Gallo on my MAC 248 brush, and I just placed that all over the lid. And then lastly, yes, you guessed it, I went back in onions and popped that in the inner corner, taking it a little bit onto the lid, just blending that out, and also on the brow bone. Then again, I use the same mascara, and I also use the same lashes as in the previous look, the Kiss Lashes in Style Pixie. And now we are ready to dive into my final thoughts. I'm just leaving the swatches here because they look so beautiful. I feel like a zebra, very colorful zebra. So let's talk about this palette here. I was so impressed. Oops. I have never tried anything from GlamLite before, so this was an experiment. I had no idea how the quality of the shadows were gonna be. I've seen reviews on the previous Pizza palette, and I had high hopes for it because a lot of people were really loving that palette. And honestly, I was not disappointed. These shadows are amazing. These shimmers, I almost have no words for them because they are so silky smooth to the touch. They glide on effortlessly. I mean, you guys saw the swatches. They are very intense and pigmented. They cover the entire lid where you don't even need to use concealer, which is a huge plus for me. And lastly, of course, I was also really impressed by the matte shades. They blended out beautifully. I had no problems with getting them to build up on the lid where they just look really intense like they do in the pan, because that's what I was hoping for. I sometimes see some of these shades where they look beautiful in the pan and then you apply them on the lid and they just look a little bit washed out and you're disappointed by it, but I was definitely not disappointed by it. I mean, my favorite look has to be the second eye look that I did. That was the really fun green purple look. Oh my gosh, I love that. Also the horchata. One of those is right. Lip gloss. I totally forgot to before I got into it, but let me give you guys a swatch of this. Here's a close-up of what the gloss looks like swatched out. This lip gloss retails for $10, which I think isn't a bad price point. It's pretty affordable. The packaging is nice. You do get a good mirror on the side here too, so if you just have this in your bag and you just want to pop a little bit on, you're able to do so just without bringing out a compact as well. Just pop it on like so. I just have one issue, and that is with the wand applicator. It is so very small. You honestly can't get that much product off on the lips, so when you go in with it, you can do one swipe and then it doesn't really look that glossy, so I'll have to dunk back into it, apply another layer. Sometimes I'll even apply a third on the bottom, and then I'll go in on the top. So that's my only gripe with the lip gloss, is I hope that maybe they, in the future, upgrade it a little bit so that way you don't have to keep dunking into the product so frequently. Also, one minor detail is that the scent of this isn't that great. It is a very chemically, is that a word? Has a very chemical scent. There you go. It's not exactly the most appealing scent. I don't really like to smell it, but I mean, it does fade after a little while once it's on the lips, and once you've finished applying it, you know, the scent kind of dies down. One thing it does say on the website is that it is not supposed to flake or bulge, which it's not a liquid lip, it is a gloss, so it doesn't flake. It stays very creamy on the lips. It looks smooth, and it also says it's supposed to be ultra long lasting and water resistant. You know, I find it to be kind of the same as any other gloss. It disappears once you start drinking or once you start eating. I was talking here for a little while, and I don't know if you guys could tell, but the lip gloss was fading a little bit. So I would say it's kind of normal wear time for the gloss. That's how I usually find glosses to be. I mean, they will wear down just because they stay very wet on the lips. But other than that, I did really enjoy that color. It is very nice and pretty, does make the lips look very juicy. So honestly, a great first experience testing out GlamLite products. But that's where I'm gonna wrap up today's video. So if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell button. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!